Friends First is a charity that for many years has provided food, shelter and support to homeless people in Brighton. Through drop-in centres that began in the early 90s, we met those that were eager to escape the cycles of addiction, abuse and low self-esteem. In November 2002, the Friends First supported housing unit opened its doors, giving men and women opportunity to rebuild their lives.
The supported housing unit means a place where people can come in and feel safe, secure and start rebuilding their lives.
A dedicated staff team at the supported housing unit help residents access counselling, education and employment. The house adopts a holistic approach where individuals are encouraged to consider the physical, emotional and spiritual aspects of their lives.
Depends on the individual, but generally we meet once a week. And then we look at their lives, where they're at when they come into the house and where they want to get, and we work out a plan of action for them to get there.
In order to be allowed to stay in the house, there are some criteria the residents must fit into. They must be dry from any substance abuse on arrival. They must commit to 10 life sessions a week, ranging from practical home maintenance to personal health. We encourage a balance of activities that cover training and employment, personal development and recreation. The residents can stay for up to 18 months, with up to 4 women and 8 men in the house at any one time. And drugs and alcohol are not permitted on the premises.
I was living in a hostel full of 62 men. If I spent 24 hours in my room, no one would bother me. But here you've got so much to do. You've got all the workshops, I can learn how to cook, which something I couldn't do. I'm doing things that I haven't done for over 3 years, and it is good.
My life just deteriorated to a point where I didn't want to go on living. I lived behind closed curtains, I wouldn't go out. My life just fell apart completely. I mean, the Michael that you see in front of you now, believe me, is nothing like the Michael of 4 or 5 months ago. You would not have recognised me mentally or physically 4 or 5 months ago. I was dirty, unwashed, unclean, unshaven, rocking backwards and forwards in a chair, muttering incomprehensible words, actually completely having lost the plot. But since I've been here, the support, the care that I've had, the consideration has changed me into the person that you see me in front of you today.
I was basically kicked out and I ended up sleeping rough. Went for the interview and they said, yeah, we'd like to stay at the house. It looked really good, really comfortable, somewhere safe to stay. New life skills just started last week, so I've been doing them pretty much, things like practical maintenance, creative projects, which is done in the workshop. I think I've got high hopes for the future, getting my own place and moving out of here and living a really good life.
But my life was an absolute mess. I got involved in crack cocaine and it just totally ruled my life, for 10 years. I was low. I was really, really low. And some of the things I did, I never envisaged that I would be that type of person. It's changed my life totally, and I really do owe it to this house. And what I've seen over the years is to stay clean, I personally have to live my life right, because the minute I start going into that deceitful world, the addiction's back on me.
Well, I've only been here about 3 months. It took me probably about a month to settle in, to get to know, because it's very different. People get involved, you're sitting around, you're having dinners, you're sitting in the lounge, you're talking, and they like that. They like you to get involved and talk to other residents. The big important thing about this house is it's taking away lots of worries and lots of stress that I shouldn't have had in the first place. And they sit down and they talk you through things, and they give you help and advise you. So I can definitely look forward to the future and think about what's out there for me and what I want to do and be happy, basically.
For many of the people that pass through the house, home has been a place of neglect and abuse. Friends First aims to provide a communal setting with clear boundaries, where social skills and self-respect can grow. In this way, lives can be changed for the long term. Friends First Trust works in partnership with Brighton and Hove Council's Supporting People team and other agencies in the city to implement the government's Rough Sleepers initiative.
You know, you've got all the support you need. If you're in trouble, they help you out. It's just a great place to live. I would recommend it to anybody.
Just looking at like the past and everything, like, I've had a really rough background, but here it's been really good, and I think I've got high hopes for the future.
Yeah, it's a good house. I feel safe now. For the first time in probably about 2 years, I feel settled.
And it's all down to this house. I cannot, if it sounds dramatic, overly dramatic, you know, I don't mind. Without this house, I would not be alive talking to you today.
I've seen that the straighter I live my life, the more honest I am, is that the further I stay away from addiction.
In order to sustain the existing programme, Friends First needs the financial support of local and national businesses and grant-making trusts. We want to develop it further, to offer employment training, resettlement support and move-on housing. Please join with us as we invest in restoring lives.